was here probably about over a year ago and was contributing a little bit at the time to both Academy and Education Guild. I'm a lifelong educator, 15 years in the public school system here in the US. And through my time, I'm now kind of moved into a role where I'm a technology director in my school district. But my passion project is working in Web3 and finding ways to help uh, provide on-ramps for educators into Web3. And so myself and Vridi Saraf, we co-founded Ed3 DAO, which I dropped a link into the chat here, Cool Teachers Room chat. So you can see a little bit of the work we're doing, as well as big focus, which is an unconference, which we're hosting coming up this weekend. The conference is from Friday evening here in U.S. Eastern Standard Time to Sunday late afternoon, again, Eastern Standard Time. The full schedule's in there. And one of the things that I feel really strongly about is the importance of building kind of coalitions, collaborating with others who are doing this work, and having spent time in Bankless DAO, have just immense respect for the work that you all are doing here. And also just sort of the precedent you're all setting with, moving towards an organization that's decentralized and supported by contributors and giving value back to those contributors. So we're as an organization pretty centralized, but we're working towards a more decentralized model, and figuring out what that looks like for our community and building on-ramps for educators from not just schools, but anywhere where they may come from, communities, homes. So super excited to be back. Thanks so much for the opportunity to say hello. I'd like to pause there, but I do have a special discount code which I can provide. We got tickets that I want to offer to Bankless, and however you see fit to distribute that code is up to y'all. But that'll give you a free registration into the conference for all 3 days.
Wow, wonderful. Could you explain a little bit about how the conference is split up? Because I think there are 3 different sections to it, isn't there?
There is, yeah. No, that's a great question. So in education, we've been working around an unconference model for a long time. So I saw the sad pictures of NFT London and all the empty rooms. We kind of have taken a different approach. So we have two, the first day and the third day is more structured, where we have a list of sessions for people to attend. They're all focused on the intersection of Web3 and EDU, just in different capacities. And so day one is fairly structured. We have a kickoff each day, which is going to be streamed live via YouTube, but also live in our platform, Zep, which is a metaverse space, like a 2D metaverse space. If you've ever used GatherTown, it's pretty similar to that. So we have like a pretty dynamic space. It's not a bunch of Zoom rooms, fortunately. And you're free to go to any of the sessions and kind of vote with your feet. So day one is like I said, more structured. Day two is a bit more open and structured like an unconference. So attendees are able to put ideas in for sessions ideas that they would like to talk about. And those ideas are kind of voted on by people who come in to see the session board. And if you want to talk about, like, say, for example, like verifiable credentials or learn to earn, you can just head to the room where that discussion's happening and just kind of go and chill out to discuss what's being talked about in that particular space. So it's a very sort of decentralized approach to having a conference, and we've been doing this for years as what's called an EdCamp model. And then day three is more structured as well. It's kind of like day one.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that we'll find people who are willing to go. I'm putting up my hand because I definitely want to attend and learn about it, because we're just starting here in Edu department. We're just starting at a very basic level. and then we're trying to build it up to actually include the interfaces of Web3. So I'm sure we'll be picking up a lot. So where can we get the code, or do you want to DM me the code, or because I don't want to put it publicly, then somebody will take and run with it. Might be a bit dangerous.
No problem. I'll send that DM to our group DM right now.
Okay, then I can get some names, and then I'm sure we can distribute it to Research Guild or Dowlations.
We're running in a very similar direction. We want to be able to provide on ramps for teachers so that they can scale in a word of Web3 into classrooms at a much quicker clip and really help our young people be ready for what's to come here. So, we're running in the same direction, and I hope this is just the start of, a lot of collaboration.
Great, thank you. Thank you. You can stick around if you want to see what we're doing. So you have been in the Education Guild for Bankless DAO a long time ago then.
A very long time ago. A lot of new faces here. Ernest, I remember Ernest. It's good to see you again. Marvel, I remember when I first started
Yeah,
seeing you too as well.
I saw
Thanks.
I saw Mike clear back when I think we had just breaking out Bankless Academy. That's how long ago it was. Maybe a little later.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So a big GM to you guys, and thanks so much for carrying the banner here. And great to see meet all of the new faces. But yeah, I've been very entrenched in the work that I'm doing and with Ed3. But oh my goodness, sorry. Very entrenched in the work I'm doing with Ed3, and just happy to be back and say hello. But like I said, a lot of great collaboration points I think lie ahead.
We just get rugged. Okay, no problem. All right. So let's start our meeting officially. Hi guys, welcome to season 6, to a really incomplete education department. So what I'd like to just do very quickly is Ernest actually came up with a Notion page, which is right now under the Education Guild until we actually get the approval and the um, call it the funding. So we're still in a state of flux over here, but we are still continuing to do our live sessions. So if you go to the Education Guild page that exists right now, and I'll share my screen. Um, okay. I have filled in everything for the whole of season 6. I have filled in every how-to session, knowledge session for the whole of season 6. So I would like to get the people who are actually responsible for the individual sessions to let me know if these are okay or not. And we'll do it on a week-to-week basis so that this is December. This is November. So that, if we need to tweak a few changes, we can. So we just had our first one just now on how to Notion that I did. And we had about 3 new people. I think E. Perez and King were there, so I don't consider them new people. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing the bank utility, which is Balancer. Is Paulito here? Oh dear. All right, I will follow up with Paulito to make sure that he gets the session going. And then we have how to Discord on Thursday by Ernest. So next week's session is how to sesh, how liquidity, and how to gnosis. So Z-Fi, are you okay with the date and the time?
I thought I saw it come through on my phone earlier. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Let me
Okay.
check. If the time hasn't changed, that should be good. The date looks like
Next
30th.
Tuesday. 30th?
Let me see. It should be good. If I have any issues, I'll let you know.
Okay, 15. And then Ernest, Gnosis on the 17th. Are you okay? Okay, all right. And then I'll be doing the uh-huh. Okay. So you're okay because from the 22nd to the 26th, I think you're not in there yet. So you're all right. So your next one is going to be in um git sorry, Etherscan. Actually, so what I'm trying to say is maybe we don't take too much of time. So if you look at it and you have an issue, then DM me, and then or you can actually move it around, or like Paulito is supposed to do the wallet security, so you can. Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot. Okay, for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so you can't do Gnosis next week, correct? 17th. All right, no problem. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, that's fine. From the 24th to the 27th, I'll lock you out. All right, no problems. I'll reschedule it. Day to the 17th. Okay, got it. Okay. So that would be interesting. Okay, so this brings up the
Sorry,
next point. Yeah, go ahead.
can you hear me? I remember telling you about my interest in research. So it looks like you said you were going to ask, but I cannot see it.
Is this simply Anna? Who is this?
You said?
Is this simply Anna?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm coming to that in a few minutes. in the
All
next
right.
bit. Okay? So that's why I bring up the fact that there must be at least 2 or 3 people who can actually do these sessions, so that if we need help, there will always be a backup. So right now there's only one person doing these sessions, and the only one that we have two is, okay, I'll show. Hold on. Let me go here. So Education Guild, go back to here. We have a draft department charter that Ernest has kindly drawn up, and we need to start working on what governance we're going to have, because this is a completely new department. So I'm not going to spend time on governance now, because I think it's we need to take it in small chunks. So for today, I just want to get everybody, how do you say, in line with the sessions that are going to be happening for the next few weeks. So to that point, we are coming up right at the bottom of the charter. I've actually put in this, it's the list of educators and presenters. This is what Simply Anna is actually trying to bring up. Okay, so right now, this is what we have. And you, to be a presenter, you have to have attended the session, to have knowledge about what you're presenting, and present one session, at least one session, with a mentor. And then after that, you're on your own. And the first person to have done that is Warrior. He did coordinate by himself the last session. So now he can actually present, coordinate if he would like to. So Simply Anna, in answer to yours, the people who have already said that they're also interested in doing SESH is King and yourself. I mean, Ernest obviously knows how to do it, so he doesn't really need to go through the process. So um, Z5, um, if you want, you can use the next session as a mentor session where you do it together with someone, and then see if they're okay, and then they are scheduled. They can present. What do you think?
That works for me. Is there someone on the list who's ready to go next?
Yes, I think Simply Anna has just said that she wants to do that. Correct, Anna?
Yes, that's right.
All
Right.
right.
So
Hello, GM. Excuse me.
yes.
Yeah. This soft life. Okay. I would also like to put up my hand for this session to learn how to also, be on that mentorship and all. Right.
Who
Thank
is
you.
this?
Soft life. I attended some couple of meetings. I actually do OBS recording. So I suggested sometime last season that we do some OBS recording on. I don't know if you could remember, on our how to section and all of that. So I did some couple of um
Yeah.
screen
There,
recording
yeah. There
then.
are a few
So
people. Yes, I will come to that. So yes, I remember you were also there. So E. Perez is also can also record, and you can also record, and we still need a few recordings to be done. But are you interested
okay.
in doing the recording, or are you interested in actually learning to present the course? Is what?
Yeah, I want to learn on the search. Yeah, I had to like present and all of that. So then it's like just having two options here. I would like to learn also, but then if there is a need to record, and all of that. So I'm also available for that. So thank you.
Okay. So for those people who are interested in presenting, you have to actually let me know which how to and which knowledge session or which utility bank session that you are interested in and that you are very familiar with. Give me a DM to me or Ernest or Z5, and then we'll update it on this sheet, and then we will arrange for you to actually do a mentor session. Now, I must emphasize that the people who originated the session have the priority to do it, but they should at least do one mentoring session so that there is a backup. Just because you'll have to work with the person who originates to see whether you can do the next session or the following sessions, if that's not getting too confusing. Okay, so simply, Anna, can you work with Z5 to figure out when you can actually do the mentoring, and then we can take it from there.
Okay, I would.
Okay. So
Thank you.
is anybody interested in doing the liquidity pool? So anyway, I'm jumping the gun here. So can you please let me know if you're interested? Please let me know, and then I'll put your name down there, and then you can work with the originator to actually arrange for it. Okay. So this is something that we're going to have to do for the next, hopefully, for the next few weeks, to get at least two presenters for everything. If anybody has got any other sessions that they would like to do, or so they would like to add to this, please let me know. Somebody was saying do a coins how to. What do you guys think about that? Is that worth doing? No, Thrive Coin.
Oh,
Because
Thrive
right
Coin,
now,
yeah.
because
I think it's a
Thrive
great
Coin,
idea.
to be honest, I know that we use Thrive Coin for coordinate. I have no clue how to use it. So
Me either.
maybe, yeah, that
Yeah.
might. So is anybody here familiar with Thrive Coin?
Ish, we got people in relationships. They came into relationships and did a demo, and then
Uh-huh.
proceeded to propose a collaboration with the DAO, and here we are.
Ah,
So let me see if I can find somebody in relationships to hop down here from the ThriveCoin
okay, no
folks.
problem. So I'll put down Thrive Coin here for now. So again, if anybody's got any ideas, to be honest, we have enough to fill 6 weeks right now of 3 days per week. We've really got a lot. So I'm really not sure how we're going to go deeper into this. It's something that we need to talk about further down the line. So one is this. Now the second thing that I would like to just reiterate is the costing of the sessions. So can everyone see this? No, how come it's not coming up? Hold on.
Yeah, it looks like still the Notion for me. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me just see if I can cost. All right. Right. So just to make sure that, and again, this is up for discussion, but this is what we have been doing for season 4 and season 5. So if you are doing the first session, then the costing is you have a project lead, and the project lead forms a scope squad, and then they do the research, the PowerPoint. The presenter always gets 2,000 bank, and for the very first session, we do a cheat sheet. So they get paid for the cheat sheet. So, and a technical assistant, because we need it to be, what do we call it, recorded. So the first session is always quite expensive. It's about 10,000 for everything. But when you do a repeat session, and for those people who have done it, nothing's changed. We give you 1,000 for research and 1,000 for PowerPoint, because you definitely have to go and see if there's anything that needs to be changed, and sometimes it does. Or if somebody new is doing it, they want to change it a little bit. So that's for that. Again, the presenter is 2,000, and that's it. For the mentoring session, so the person who is doing the presentation will do the research and the PowerPoint. The presenter, who is actually the how do I call it? The
Practitioner.
Also, there you go. That's wrong. That's wrong spelling for practitioner.
You just need to add an R.
Practitioner. Okay. And the
The
mentor.
doobie.
And the mentor. So the so in this session, the very first session where you have an overlap, we'll have the mentor and the practitioner at the same session. So you decide, do you want them to do 100% and you oversee, or do you do 50-50? And but if you do 50-50, then we have to do another session where the practitioner does 100%. So in Warrior's case, he did 100%, and Ernest was the mentor. And Ernest is saying he did a good job. He's okay. So we're comfortable with saying, okay, fine. He can now take over, coordinate if I have an issue with it. So that's the pricing that I have. So it is all in the uh, department notions, which is under the Education Guild for now. So this is what we have been doing. If anybody would like to discuss it, change it, whatever, please let me know. But we're just going to go with this for now.
Let's go with it for now, Quiet Fox. I've got a couple questions though. Was this the same model that we use for both sessions of knowledge sessions and how-to sessions, or is there a different pricing between those two?
Okay, for the good question. For the knowledge session and the bank utility session, I've usually given 3,000 for research and 3,000 for PowerPoint because you need a lot more work to go out and get it. So I'll put it down here. So maybe here, I'll change it here. So knowledge session, the research and the PowerPoint is $1,000 more, simply because it is a lot more work.
I have a
Does that
question as
answer?
well.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that does answer the question. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But the only question that I had was about the technical assistant. Is there a reason that that wouldn't be needed for repeat sessions?
Okay. The only reason I put technical assistant is because I just need a recording for the first session.
Oh, that's for the recording. Okay, I thought that was like
Yeah.
kind of backup generally. Now I get it.
Yeah. Because, okay, the other thing that I have taken out here is feedback. Okay. Because I feel that the feedback, we really don't use it. So today when I did the notions, what do you call it? I did something different. The last 10 minutes, I actually did a verbal feedback saying, what is it you like? What did you learn anything from it? And it was a lot more constructive, I think, than giving in a feedback form. That's one. Secondly, I think also that we need to take the attendance and not use the feedback form as a representation of how many people attended, because it was very inaccurate. So going forward, my suggestion would be we take the attendance, maybe like, in 15 minutes or 20 minutes into that time, take the attendance, and then we do a short feedback at the end of it. And then going forward, what we'll do is I'll give you a review of the feedback. So everybody who has done a session, we'll do a review of the feedback. Like next Tuesday, I'll do a review for each one of us will do a review for the 3 sessions for this week. Does anybody have any issues with that? Because to be honest, POAPs no longer, you cannot dangle POAPs. It doesn't work. And it's a lot of work getting POAPs distributed. And so I'm thinking, let's do away with POAPs. Let's do away with feedback forms and try this way and see whether it works. And I'm basically doing this by myself. So if anybody would like to pitch in to say yay or nay, I would appreciate it.
This is great.
Okay, does that work? It's just more constructive. Yeah. Like today when I did the feedback, verbal feedback, live feedback, it was really interesting because some people said that one person was saying that, it was a bit too much and they couldn't absorb it. They wanted it in a simpler format. And there was another person there who has been here for about a season, one season. He's just coming in there for a simple refresher to see whether he could learn anything new. And another person was saying that, he came in from the beginning and he's saying, yeah, he understood it. So I think that's a better way. It helps us too, whether we did it correctly or whether we were too confusing. So let's go
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I think it's a good start and it can always be adjusted. I had a second question in addition to the pricing. Were these the same numbers that we built the suggested new education department budget around Ernest and Quiet Fox? I think it fits in the model that we had well within that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, we did. I think the only thing that we put extra D5 was the POAP, the 500 for the POAP. That was the only thing that was missing. Most of the technical assistant wasn't in the pricing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so okay, so for the bank utility and the knowledge, so the research is 3. I'll clean it up in a little while, and the PowerPoint is 3. So the person who does the scope squad will then let us know exactly how to split the costing for the research and the PowerPoint between whoever was in the scope squad. And then the repeat sessions are the same. And the other thing that I used the time today is I showed them how to actually go into the Edu Guild calendar to show them that if they ever wanted to re-look at the PowerPoint, if they ever wanted a written version of how to do it, or a video on YouTube, or the live recording, this is how they go in to search for that. So I use the last 15 minutes as a feedback and a guide to say, hey guys, it's here, you're welcome to take a look at it. And I think that's another thing we should try to promote, I think, going forward. That the calendar and everything that's in it is, the resources are there for anybody.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So King has actually done a analysis on exactly which of these resources is lacking a recording. So I will put up that form a little later, and then we will track to see. Like I think Stephi, your PowerPoint is not in the sesh, the calendar. So if you could update your PowerPoint, so if each one of us can go in to fill up what's not there, that would be really helpful.
Will do. I know there's a couple things I have to change on that sesh one too with the bot commands, so I'll take a look at that today.
Yeah, and the other thing that I think we need to do is every single one of this has to be standardized. So that means they should show the same thing, so it doesn't get too confusing. And then the last one is if we want to put any miscellaneous. So the PowerPoint, the cheat sheet, or how to link the video recording of the live session, and then any other YouTube resources, and then the miscellaneous. So we can clean it up and make it look a little bit more professional, I think. And I think that's all I have for now. We were supposed to do governance, but I really don't know how to start governance yet until we get. When are we going to actually know that we've been okayed to start the department, Zifa?
We have to put in a funding proposal. We're essentially starting a new project or a new organization from scratch. So we just have to submit our, essentially the same thing we did at the end of season 5, but we have to submit a new one for a new season to
For the-
Grants Committee.
For the guild,
I
not
think
the
we're-
department.
Yeah, I think we're
Correct.
confused. Yeah, Guild, Quiet Fox question was for the department. The department is ready to go. We are ready to go, red hot and rolling. It's all approved. We got to wait for the kickoff meeting for season 6, and that'll be a big celebration. Then you Scope Squad folks have got it. And the next big step, I think, would be to kind of clarify rules and have the election.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's about right.
The Guild's
So
got to start and resubmit.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry if I misspoke.
No problem. So are we approved? I mean, have we gone through the forum and it's approved and we're done? Really?
Department is good to go. Funding is going to be dispersed 7 days late for everybody just due to the governance shenanigans that were going on.
Okay.
But yeah, so we are proceeding as is, but with the department label for now. So education
So,
department needs to be
so
fleshed out. You know, like Marvel said, we need to define the roles and the
yeah.
compensation and all that. But
So
department's good to go. Guild, we have to start a new proposal for.
okay. So we'll do a scope squad to actually help with the governance. I mean, I think we all need to get together and clearly list out what's going to happen. So, and we get that done. So I would like a scope squad for the governance of the department. Anyone wants to put their hand up?
Well, Think is here. Think is he's got to have a big hand in it. If I'm correct, I know he's going to be busy with grants committee, but because he's admin for the guild, and I don't see the guild going away, even though it hasn't been approved. I think it's a formality at this point. I might be wrong. I've gotten out over my skis before, but Think should be there. I can try to help verbally. I can't do much writing, but I'll certainly try to help.
Yeah, and I think Zifi is admin for department. Is that correct? And I think I and Zifi in season 5 did some pretty banged up job on the guild governance until the whole thing yeah came up.
So
So we should be good to start with the
yeah.
department one. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to go through contributors and all of that. So hopefully it'll be simplified. So maybe I can do like a group DM so that we can get together and slash it out, and we can see what we can do. Ernest, you're in this too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ernest is always relentless. Ernest is always earnest. Ernest is earnest.
I did.
Paulito put up his hand too, so I'll put him down in the spoke spot. So Marvel, Z5, Think, Paulito, Ernest. Anyone else?
Yeah, we're talking the department right now, right?
Department.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get that sorted out. We'll probably need to see if we can come together, or we can do it async and then work through it. Oh, Paulito, since you're here, are you okay for tomorrow's session? Paulito, the balancer, knowledge session, are you all right? Oh, he's typing. Yeah, okay, good. He's good to go. Need to do that. All right. And one more thing. Think, since where's Think gone? I think since you are here, we have to have the new joiners session next week, correct?
Yep. So
So
that so yeah, I mean I think we can discuss it right now.
yes,
Officially, we've had the first one for season 5, and we should come to consensus whether we want to have one next week Monday, which would be on the 14th
14.
or 21st. So, what do folks think? Because we need a slide on Friday, to to update everything,
Yeah,
and
the
Marvel will love it
21st.
because yeah. So if we can do the slide thing over the course of the weekend, then we can maybe do Monday. And even with that, then it means that right from here, we'd have to set up like the usual thing, the calendar event, and start the publicity stuff. So looking at all of these events, what do we think? Is it tight, or is it okay?
Yeah, it's tight, but
It's
the
tight.
guild itself, yeah, it's tight. The guild itself wants it this coming Monday, the 14th. But, for a realistic schedule, it would be better, I think, to have it the 25th. So I think either way, it just depends upon you think and Quiet Fox. I think we could possibly pull it together and pull it off well, but maybe we don't need to update those slides like I've been ragging on.
Actually, think if you want to do it on the 14th, we can, but we let them know that these are the old slides, and then just basically saying that the updated ones. What do you think?
Well, let's not start off
Uh,
season 6 with old slides,
yeah.
Okay, I
right?
think it's 21st then. You're right,
The
Ernest.
Yeah, when's the Twitter space
11th.
this Friday?
Yeah, this Friday.
Yeah, I would say the 21st is when we want new slides, and
Yes, ma'am.
that we take that week to get good slides and to kind of um, ride the wave of the season 6 transition, because we'll be in that roll up too. We'll have, if we should be able to make announcements this Friday, and then get in the roll up and stuff again the 18th, and really kick off like, this is our education programming. These are all the, if we can have all the dates for when we're doing sessions figured out too by the 21st, then we're really rolling into next season with like, these are the dates, and then we can just start, you know, bringing people into those activities during those dates, is my thought.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So we'll do
Yeah,
it on the
I
21st
think
then, think?
yeah, I think Ernest is all over it. Yeah, quality over quantity right now for season 6. We can build on the momentum, and it will look better if we got those slides straightened out, because they're clear back to April and May.
Yeah, we just learned
Yeah.
there's no GMI index anymore. Right?
Yes.
Did we
Yes.
just learn that
We
that
just
there's
learned
no
that. We just learned that.
we just learned that.
Yeah, and I twittered them. I tweaked them, and I said, I just found this out kind of a bad way. They came back and they said, well, are you a subscriber to our normal posting? I don't know whether I am or not. I thought I was, but I didn't see it anywhere. But sure enough, they've got a big this GMI is deprecated. I was shocked when I read it.
So what does that have anything to do with the people that have the bed index tokens, like, or is
No,
there?
because it's a totally different index, Ernest. The index co-op has a bunch of indexes, and Bankless was right there at the beginning to help them create the bid index, and we agreed to do that. And then they came in and established the GMI index, and I didn't ever invest in that one, but I went with bed because I love it, but I didn't pay too much attention. I was just kind of overall supporting it. So I don't think it's going to hurt the relationship with BDAO or any investors that might have used it through BDAO. So I'm not too concerned with it, but I don't know enough about it. You know me, old and slow.
Yeah, no, they were just
Okay.
like aggregations of multiple coins. So they essentially just stopped minting the GMI. Huh. Yeah, we could maybe do a man, there is, right? Like, there's just another
It's
example
chaos.
for
Yeah,
folks
it's
for
chaos
folks
and
for folks
chaos and confusion, and nobody's in charge. And not only that, they deprecated about 3 or 4 other indexes because they weren't being utilized as they had hoped they were. Now, who makes those decisions? I'm sure it's all GMI, but if it's going to affect BDAO, then however our relationship with GMI needs to be tweeted up or straightened out, reported somehow in a roll up. Something's got to happen.
Yeah. I just, for anybody that doubts that there's not a lifetime of educational work in this space, right? Like, we got two, there should be another how-to session on, just the constant updates and relationship with Index Co-op, um, as part of like our DeFi education. But so, endless need for education. So happy to have so many people here at the beginning of season 6. And to see everything that everybody's done over the last couple seasons is just amazing.
Yeah, we look good. I mean, when I was filling in the calendar and I'm thinking, wow, we have come a long way and a long way to go.
Mhm.
Wait. I just realized that we've already.
Yeah, a long way to go with both the guild and the department. That's what excites me. We can keep both.
Yeah, we need both. I just realized that we need to. I have to change the Discord, how to Discord on Thursday because the event is already out. So I'll cancel it and let everybody know. And then the other thing is either Soft Life or E Perez. Can one of you tape the event for tomorrow because we don't have a taping of the balance knowledge session.
Oh,
I think.
I can do tomorrow. I'll still have internet tomorrow and power for another
Okay.
before I head out. Not teach it, right? Just to
No, just to actually, what I think, can I ask, because E Perez and Soft Life have been asking me, but I think I told E Perez in the session today that I'd like him to record it.
Yeah.
So Soft Light, I'll let you know for the next one. But E Perez, would you be available tomorrow to record the balance knowledge session? Is he there? E Price?
I think that's Soft Life. Soft
No, that was,
Life is our recorder guy.
yeah, Soft Life and E. Both of them have been have been telling me in DMing me to say that they can do the recording. And he was actually on the how to notions that I just did. So now, okay, he's not. I can't see anything. So let's see. Right. Okay. So
Yeah, I'll be
Soft
there.
Life, can you do it then?
Yeah, I can do it. I'm available. I'll be available.
All right. So go ahead. So I'll put you down for tomorrow, Soft Life, as the technical. All right. Great. Thank you. And then I will delete the Discord one for Thursday, and we'll go on for next week. Okay. That's all I have for now, and it's already late. Anything else? I haven't even set up a, what you call it, a Notion page to take in minutes. So I'll get that done after today and then put what we discussed on there. I think that's it. Anything else, guys? Oh, yes. What about the multi-sigs? How do we get to do that? Zifa, any ideas? We need to get that done
in
ASAP, right?
in our poll we stated that the essentially the us role holders, 3 role holders initially would be the signers
Yeah.
of the multi-sig. So yeah, we just got to create a multi-sig, and then you know, as soon as they're ready to distribute funding, we'll get it. And then yeah, as we identify other Scope Squad people in the group, we should eventually. I don't know if the Education Guild's a 3 of 5 or a 4 of 7, but we
It's 4 of
Yeah.
7, isn't it?
Yeah,
Think?
4-7. Yeah, I
Yep.
think right now 4-7.
All right, we'll do
And
it.
I think that, yeah, I think that should remain that way for the department as well. But just my opinion.
Okay. So yeah, but just to get the funds in, we'll do the 3 initial scope spot people, and then we'll start adding it in.
you want me to create it?
Yeah. What do you mean the? I think we've already got a. We've got the Gnosis safe, right? It's just the
You don't have a
multi-sig.
department safe multi-sig.
We do, don't we?
Oh, do you?
Do
You have a
do
guild one.
we? I think, didn't we create one for the department?
Or for any
Nah,
of
it
the.
didn't work out.
Does the
No,
education?
that
Yeah,
didn't.
unless
No.
unless if you want to go, if you want to spin one up real quick, that would be awesome. We tried, but it didn't work.
The
Me and
education work.
Z5.
The education work group doesn't have.
No.
Okay, and none
No,
of the other
it's all
work
education
groups.
guild. No,
Yeah.
only the guild.
Okay, Yeah, because I was gonna say if there's another work group with a multi-sig, we could use that, but sounds like it's just easier to create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great if you would do that, Ernest. I would appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So we need to do the multi-sig. Anything else I left out? These things keep coming in as we talk.
Damn, could have had a bunch of safe tokens if you'd have created it last season for the work groups. No.
Yeah, welcome to all new people. If we got any new people in here, we had a great new joiner session with consensus. We're supposed to have about 44, only about 30 showed up, and maybe 15 or so have applied for guest passes. I thought the guest passes were going to be automatic for those who attended, but I guess I was confused as usual. And I was hoping some would come over here to Education Guild. We had one person specifically say he was interested in education. We had one guy from Bend, Oregon, in my room. I thought that was pretty good, and I'll contact him directly and see if I can drag him into education.
Yeah, and then
Actually, yeah, it was a great session yesterday for consensus. So thanks everyone for that. So like Marvel said, is there any new members here that would like to say hello? Do I see any new?
so if you and Think Decade want to DM me your address for the multi-sig, I can finish setting it up. There we go.
Okay. All right, we'll do. Okay. Anything else? You know,
Cool.
I had all these plans to do, you know, in the gap week, and then consensus, new joiners came up, and everything went out the window. So we're doing this on the fly.
Thank you, Fly Lady, and I also appreciate the fact that you're relentless, like that Think guy. And Ernest is Ernest, and Z-Fi is Z-Fi, and we're all who we are, we hope, at least for today. Good vibes only. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, guys. And I apologize. I think we'll get it a little bit more organized next week when I have a Notion page for my meeting, which I should have. Right. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, sorry.
I would like to just say one thing about the guild process that we're in, just to let folks know, because we won't have the next meeting till like Sunday or whatever. But essentially, right in the department, your membership starts once you have, you know, education skills or are practicing, you know, education skills to pick up, you know, work in the education department. With the guild, you're right, you're coming in, everybody's open. So essentially our first meeting, anybody that you essentially we just want to raise our hand, you know, acknowledge that we want to be active members in the guild. And so essentially our first meeting, I've created an agenda to kind of explain what goes on in the meeting, but I think since we're creating the guild again, you know, for the first time, we would just want to acknowledge how we want to make agreements with each other, and just acknowledge and affirm, yes, we want to be members of the Education Guild and be part of that scope squad. And, you know, just affirm that we are active members. And then we'll spend the next couple weeks kind of breaking down the, you know, talking about policies of the Education Guild and stuff like that, and just catching up on what the, you know, the previous state of the policies were. But the first step in creating an organization, right, is just agreeing how to decide things as a group and agreeing who is in the group interested in helping to decide things. And then once we have that number, right, and we do have the numbers from previous season 5, we can begin requesting the, start basically the proposal of the education guild. And so I'm hoping in 2 weeks we have our forum proposal for creating the guild. In 3 weeks we essentially have an updated draft of the guild governance docs, and then then we'll be on the committee's doorstep essentially, the 4th week into the season, and hopefully then funded 5 or 6 weeks into the season, depending on, kind of how long it takes to get on grant committee's agenda and get quorum in the forum. Does anybody have any questions on that? Does that make sense? Does everybody, want to do it differently?
Wait, Ernest, I'm going to cut you off because I just realized I did a real blunder here. If anybody is interested in going to the ED3, not the ED3 DAO that Mike was talking about, that he's got some discounted tickets. So if anybody is interested in doing that, could you DM me, and I will DM you the code so that you can get into the conference. So and then Ernest, if you can actually go to your research, or somebody else will be interested in it, and then DM me, and then I can send it to you. So we have about 50 tickets, I think. So please, anyone who's interested, DM me. I forgot all about that.
White
Apologies.
Fox,
Yes.
sorry, I kind of joined the late, but I think I got the hang of. Is it a virtual meet?
Yes, it's a virtual meeting.
Okay.
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Mike was on earlier. Is Mike still here? Oh, no.
No,
Mike was
it's
on
not
earlier.
on.
Yeah, to explain it, and they've got some tickets that they can give us. So if you go into the chat in the Cool Teachers room, there is a link to that if you're interested. So I have the code number. So if anybody is interested, please DM me, and I'll get it to you. And again,
Okay,
like
thank you.
think or
Thank you.
no problem, and think or Ernest or Z5, anyone else within your guilds, like research or relationship or ops or whatever, they would like to attend. I mean, I'll give out the numbers for as much as I have the tickets for.
How many tickets do we have?
50. He said 50.
And the tickets are for free entrance into the conference, or is it a paid?
Yeah, free. No, it's free. It's free entrance if I give you the code, if we get the code.
I'm definitely interested. On a side note, it looks like an interesting community to perhaps, find some education from.
Yes. I looked at it. It is very interesting. It's quite a long session, but we can pick and choose, and then everybody who's going, we can have a debrief next week or something.
Yeah, so we'll.
And you
Really,
seem to know a lot about it. You came up with 10 simple rules of organizing an unconference.
and another. I'm kind of familiar with unconferences and the format, and I've shared that information before to help people understand like what an unconference is. And Eli 5 DAO is another interesting DAO that started up. It's explain it to me like I'm 5 DAO. And so they're essentially creating all kinds of like real simple, explain it like I'm 5 educational Web3 content. and I've actually registered as to join their DAO, seeking collaborations, and so I've kind of told them, I'm like, this is what we do in Education Guild and Bankless. So I know there may be
Okay.
some folks from Research Guild in here that may also know about Eli 5 DAO, but they do research and education, and the same skills that we're helping people develop in here, like that's what their whole DAO focuses on. So
Yeah, I know about. I I think I joined your page and I got talking with some of there, and I think I even picked one of the bounties. Like they are basically they're still in development and they are working, but just as you said, it's something really worth to check out. Yes.
Okay. So sorry, unless you want to continue what you were talking about, reference the guild. Sorry, I cut in and changed track.
no, that's fine. And I will post the just remind folks where the link is to but yeah, does that make sense for everybody? Essentially, since we're creating the guild for the first time, we just want to check in, make sure everybody's heard, and yeah, I think I posted in the announcements a while back the Who Decides book, really interesting book about creating consent-based organizations for the first time, and so we just want to establish that we agree, to organize by consent. That we agree that when we are making decisions, we give everybody an opportunity to, they're called rounds. Um, and so it's just affirming that when there's discussions and decisions to be made in the guild, that we do open it up for everybody to have an opinion and a voice about it. Usually there's less people giving their voices that are here, um, but we just always want to make sure and affirm that there aren't people that aren't heard, and if there is any reason why people aren't heard, that we just do take the time to hear those people before making big decisions. And as soon as we affirm all that, we can start making decisions, and hopefully folks will get involved and kind of appreciate seeing this process for the first time. Because I wasn't here when the Education Guild first got started. I wasn't, I wasn't here when the PM Guild's been the only guild I've seen like create from the start. I've seen a couple guilds kind of start over. Um, and I think we'll always be seeing this over the next couple years as groups like realign and move around and find creative things to do. So
All right, I think we're past the hour, so can we call this to a close? And I'll see you guys on Twitter Space on the 11th. Oh, wait, is there a Sunday meeting thing? Is Think still around? He's gone. Do you know whether there's going to be a meeting on Sunday for Education Guild?
yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and so in announcements, I'm posting the Education Guild draft charter. The top of it has the PDF of the book How to Decide Who Decides, and then there's a short primer on organizing consent-based organizations and what the difference between consent and consensus is, because that's very important in the shaping up of your governance. Um, I'll show my screen just real quick. I know we're over the time, but essentially I'm hoping that within 3 meetings we can create the guild. This first meeting, I kind of hope to discuss, just quickly kind of what I've already said and just get consent from everybody that shows up. And yeah, then we'll start creating the guild.
Okay, great.
Do you have an idea of when
Yeah.
you'd like to do that first meeting?
Yeah, Sunday. Right.
Sunday.
This is the weekly meeting. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, this would be at the weekly meeting, and then just like the department creating a Genesis first agreement. The guild will do the same. And then this, essentially, once we agree how we're going to decide, and we agree who all's, wanting to be active members, we have our numbers for the majority of our funding and can get started on the funding proposal.
Okay, I got to run. So see you guys on Twitter Space and on Sunday.
Thanks, Quiet Fox.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Eva. Thank you. Thanks, Ernest. See ya. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. See you on Twitter Space.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.